Told you so.
My name is Ray Mullis. I was coming home from work. Traffic had stopped. The guy behind me he didn't stop. So I called Morgan & Morgan. The one ad that really impressed me was when Morgan said, "Nobody is a nobody." I felt like that. Anybody I've talked to that's used Morgan & Morgan has always got positive things to say about him. And they took care of me, and now we're doing okay. Thank God that I went to Morgan & Morgan.
Now at 4, federal officials announced charges against 5 people in what's described as a greed-motivated conspiracy that ultimately led to the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm Corrine Winter. 2 SoCal doctors and a woman described as a ketamine queen are among those charged in the accidental overdose that led to Perry's death.
Prosecutors say they preyed on Perry's vulnerable condition as an addict, putting profits over his life. KTLA's Carlos Salcedo is live outside the federal building in downtown LA with more on these stunning developments. Hi, Carlos.
Ladies, good afternoon. A lot to unpack here. As you know, it's been months since the actor's overdose, and today federal prosecutors charged 5 defendants in connection with Matthew Perry's death. One of them nicknamed the Ketamine Queen because of her deep connections with Hollywood. She's accused of supplying the actor and other high-end celebrities.
That investigation has revealed a broad underground criminal network responsible for distributing large quantities of ketamine to Mr. Perry and others.
Matthew right here first, thank you.
Doctors, dealers, and a deep cover-up. That's what federal prosecutors allege led to the ketamine overdose death of actor Matthew Perry, who had struggled with addiction for years.
When clinic doctors refused to increase his dosage, he turned to unscrupulous doctors who saw Perry as a way to make quick money.
It was October of last year that the beloved Friends co-star was found unresponsive in his Pacific Palisades jacuzzi. An autopsy report would determine that Perry died from acute effects of ketamine, a drug approved by the FDA as an anesthetic, but is recreationally used for its hallucinogenic effects. The network used to supply Perry with the illegal dosage included 5 defendants now charged and named in this indictment.
They knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they were doing was risking great danger to Mr. Perry, but they did it anyways. In the end, these defendants were more interested in profiting off Mr. Perry than caring for his well-being.
Dr. Salvador Plasencia of Santa Monica, known as Dr. P, allegedly supplied and taught Perry's live-in assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa, how to inject him with the drug. People who know the doctor are shocked.
He was a very nice person. You can't tell these days. I don't know. It's hard to believe that he's been involved in such thing, yeah.
Other alleged suppliers include Eric Fleming of Hawthorne and Jasveen Sanja of North Hollywood, known as the Ketamine Queen because of her deep connections in Hollywood.
And one defendant, Eric Fleming, already pleaded in court earlier this month that admitting in court that he provided the ketamine that killed Mr. Perry. Coming up in the next hour, we'll have much more on the network of co-conspirators. We're live in downtown LA. Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
Carlos, thank you, and stay with KTLA 5 as we continue to follow the investigation into Matthew Perry's death. For the latest anytime, go to KTLA.com or download our free KTLA 5 News app.
And now to breaking news and the murder investigation of General Hospital star Johnny Wachter. Wachter's mother telling KTLA that arrests have now been made in this case. Sky 5 was overhead as LAPD officers executed a search warrant at a home on Wilton Place. This was near 62nd Street in South LA this morning. TMZ is reporting the LAPD has identified members of a local gang in connection to the killing of Johnny Wachter. It happened back on May 25th near the Level 8 restaurant and lounge in downtown LA. TMZ is also reporting that fingerprints found at the scene helped lead detectives to their suspects. This is a news Wachter's close friends have been waiting for.
To wake up and sort of be surprised by this has been
you kind of had that cautious optimism at first, but now we're extremely hopeful that we will see justice. So, it's been a wild day, but we're still kind of waiting on that final word.
Investigators say that Wachter was killed by thieves who were trying to steal his catalytic converter from his car that night. We'll, of course, have more details on the arrests as they come in.
A frightening and gruesome scene in Glendale this morning. A man was shot and killed in cold blood in the parking lot of a strip mall. Witnesses believe this was a targeted hit. KTLA's Sandra Mitchell is live in Glendale with more on the developing story. Hi, Sandra.
Sam, you're right, not a robbery. It does appear to be a targeted hit. That is according to some of the friends of the apparent victim in this case. They tell us a man was waiting on his motorcycle with a gun in that parking lot just behind us just before 8:45 this morning. And that's when the victim pulled in a white pickup truck. Let's go ahead and show you some of the scene from Sky 5 earlier today. 800 block of North Pacific Avenue. We are just about 1 mile from the Americana and the Glendale Galleria shopping centers. It happened in this popular strip mall with a nail salon, a Subway, and a sushi restaurant. Not confirmed by police, but friends on the scene who really didn't want to go on camera say the victim is a local music promoter of a famous singer, a married man in his 50s with 2 small children. What can you tell us about how many shots were fired and the suspects?
So I don't know as far as how many shots were fired, so I can't speak to that at this point. It's still an active investigation. As far as the suspects, I don't have any information that I can disclose because it is an ongoing investigation. The detectives showed up here pretty much right after this incident took place, and they've been working the scene and trying to follow up on leads.
So again, Glendale police not talking about a possible motive, but friends of the apparent victim say he did wear flashy watches and jewelry, but they don't think that this was a robbery, rather a setup. They said he came here for a business meeting earlier today. Glendale police not releasing much information.
I heard this man came to a meeting here and another man on a motorcycle came and shot the victim in the head, and the man died instantly, and the man fled the scene.
It happened right outside this Paris Baguette restaurant here in the shopping center in Glendale. Police have not yet given us a positive identification on the victim. It appears most of these businesses were not yet open today because it happened just before 9 o'clock this morning, but many of the businesses do have security cameras. We are efforting some of that video, but again, police have just cleared the scene. Suspect apparently got away. Right now they are telling me they do not have a suspect in custody. We're live in Glendale. I'm Sandra Mitchell, KTLA 5 News. Back to you.
Sandy, we appreciate that update. All right, here we go again. Did you feel this one? A magnitude 3.9 earthquake. It rattled the Inland Empire today. The trembler was reported just after 9:30 this morning, about 4 miles from Lake Elsinore. The shaking was felt all across a large area of Los Angeles down to San Diego. No damage or injuries have been reported. According to the USGS, a 3.0 aftershock hit the area about a minute later. This follows Monday's 4.4 earthquake near Highland Park in Pasadena that shook much of the region.
More than 2 miles of protected bike lanes have officially been unveiled in Hollywood Boulevard today. City leaders were on hand for the grand opening of the first half of what is known as the Access to Hollywood plan. The new bike lane stretches from Hillhurst Avenue to Gower. The goal is to make the area more welcoming